All right. Well, looks like it's 3 o'clock here, so we'll go ahead and get started. And looks like we have a pretty good amount of attendees here, so we will, go ahead and get started and take a look at Crew. First off, I'll just start off by saying my name is Will Pepper, if we have not gotten a chance to speak or to meet, and I'm one of the territory managers here. Really excited to, first of all, do our Crew webinar. So, as I'm sure many of you are aware, 2020 has been a crazy year and has thrown a lot of curveballs at us, but we have found ways to adapt, and this is one of the ways that we wanted to be able to show our program. And I know we can't meet in person with everyone, but at least wanted to be able to continue to meet and to share products and exciting new programs, updates, things like that. So we're definitely excited to get started. So just wanted to kind of explain, first of all, a few things with the meeting. I know this is a little different setup, especially compared to expos or conferences or in-person meetings. So just getting started with GoToWebinar, if you're unfamiliar with it or maybe used it a handful of times, just kind of going through it. First of all, I'll be doing a couple things and also want to make sure that you guys are comfortable with everything that you're seeing. I believe it's over on the right side of your screen. So first thing is I'm going to be taking questions throughout the demo. I realized that, the webinar, I realized that we don't have the ability to be able to hear questions coming in, but there is going to be a portion on the side that's going to say questions. And I just want to say, feel free to write any questions that you have on the program. If there's anything that you want to dig in deeper into, or maybe just get a better understanding, please type those in. We have set aside an hour here, an hour block. It'll probably take roughly 20 to 30 minutes to actually go through the program, but we just wanted to section off enough time to where we could actually field those questions, go into the program, and just get a deep dive into this and make sure that this is worth the time and we're helping you all find hopefully a really good solution here. So the second thing is there should be, if you all see it, I have an orange arrow up at the top, but it should be a way that you can minimize the little box for GoToWebinar up at the top. Just want to make sure everyone can see the full screen and there's no portion that's being cut out or covered up. So there should be, like I said, an orange arrow or a way that you can minimize that box and be able to see the full screen. And then really the final thing is there's a little feature where I can ask some questions. So I wanted to, first of all, just kind of pose a question, and I wanted to make this interactive as well. So I'm going to ask a question. We, like in all of our meetings, want to find out exactly what our clients are currently using. This is how we came up with the program Crew, which is a model of FMP, part of the program. Really just want to find out how everyone is currently doing your crew scheduling, how you notify them, how you schedule your crews. So I'm going to go ahead, and what you'll see is there is a poll up here that you will see pop up on your screen here in a second. I'm going to go ahead and launch that. So you should see it here soon, and I believe it should pop up on your screen. So I'll just give you guys a few seconds, and you'll see the different responses you can give there on how you all schedule your crew currently, and also notify them. So we've got a few like whiteboard, Excel spreadsheets, text and emails, and then other. So I'll give you guys just a few seconds there, so you can go ahead and fill that out. And then also while you're filling those out, I just kind of wanted to explain the format of how we're going to do this as well. So like I said, FMP Crew, or I should say Crew, is part of the full FMP suite. Along with that, there is a component of it that goes into mobile, so it does integrate with that. And then it also connects with your email, connects with your calendar, and with the FMP mobile app. So I'll be going through and showing different parts of that. So if you see me flip through my screen, I'll actually be using my cell phone right here, and then going through those, showing you once we do something on the scheduler, how that looks on your phone screen, and then how that integrates and how this ultimately makes everything easier for the scheduler all the way down to the foreman. So now it looks like we've had about a minute to take a look at the responses here. See some good responses such as whiteboard. Got a few for Excel spreadsheets. Kind of like I've heard a lot of people say is text and email looks like the biggest one here, and then we have some other. So what I really want to get out of this meeting is, we obviously are seeing multiple responses on different areas and different ways that people take care of this. There was never really a good, clean format or system that people use to schedule their crews and notify their employees. We just saw a lot of stuff across the board. So that kind of takes us into showing the program, showing why we created it, how we created it, and what solutions it's supposed to provide, really to make everything clear and have a good, clean format you can use, place you can go to, and have easy notification as well. So just kind of getting started. I know we have some current clients here, also looks like some new people as well. But just to give a background on Omen Systems, we have been in the construction industry for 5 generations and have 135 years of experience. And this is what really led to our creation of our programs. So this is the mindset we have going into creating these programs and wanting to be able to create something that is a good solution for you, that's going to make things easier, make them more productive, and eventually something you're going to say, I don't know how I live without this. So kind of going back on Crew here, and let me get this set up. All right, I think I got, should be able to see my screen here. All right, want to make sure everybody can see that. So, so going through this, the way we created Crew was we had multiple people come to us say, we wonder if you could create a solution for crew scheduling. We don't know what that would look like or how to make it easier, but wanted to see if you guys could come up with something. So we kind of got a various amount of responses like we did up here as well, different systems, ways to do it. So what we created was the system that you all are seeing on the screen right now. What this is going to do is it's going to get rid of the spreadsheets, the Excel spreadsheets, get rid of the text messages, email chains, everything like that, and just create a good centralized system to where you can assign foremen to projects, be able to build your crews, equipment, cost codes, everything like that, and send it out easily so they're notified of that. So the benefits of it I kind of touched on a little bit, but those are going to be, first of all, scheduling your crew, your equipment, and cost codes for projects. Secondly, is sending quick notifications. The third is this is going to work hand in hand with FMP Mobile and the whole FMP system and integrate with it. And then the last part is to expedite the process for your foreman and also set daily goals so it's extremely clear to them what's expected and what they're supposed to be doing. So we'll go ahead and get started. So excited for this part to show everybody how this works, what it looks like, and this is the main part right here. So like I said, feel free, don't forget about the questions. Ask those throughout the webinar, and that way we can circle back to them, but we'll go ahead and get started. So what you'll notice over here on the screen, on the left side of it, is this is going to be where we have all of our foremen listed. So I'll kind of touch on this a little bit later on some of the details of it, but as you can see, we've already kind of set these as pre-built crews. So we've got certain asphalt crews, or foremen for the asphalt crews. We got grading crews, pipe crews, and you can see how I can continue to scroll down through here, and some maybe that are just general foremen. Now on the bottom of the screen, you're going to notice these are all the projects. So you all grow and create more projects, have multiple projects going on at the same time. Obviously, you're not just going to work on one at a time. This is where it's going to be built here at the bottom. So to go ahead and show you how the program works, we're just going to go ahead and schedule a foreman to a job. So to do that, I'm going to use the Sidco and PAL job, and this is just a simple click and drag. So I'm going to click on Sidco and PAL, and actually I need to scroll down here. I'm going to assign this to myself so I can use my phone here, but I'm going to click and drag and just hold it and drop it over here on Thursday. So once you've done that, first of all, you can extend this out as far as you want. I'll just say we're just going to work, Thursdays and Fridays for Will specifically. So now I've scheduled them to it. Now, when I double click into this, this is where the power really comes into play. So not only did I just schedule this, but now I get to build up the employees, the equipment, and the cost codes here at the top. So the first part is, as you can see, we've got our time and our date here. Now, these are going to be the times that you built or set the project up for. Really cool feature and how this integrates with FMP Office, for instance, is you can change these times if that does change for your project, and it's going to automatically sync up with Office. So there'll never be a lag there or misinformation. they're going to sync back and forth if you make any changes. Likewise, you can put any kind of project information, any notes, select the foreman, type that all in here. Then we'll go over to our employees. So on our employees, we wanted to make this, like we said, super quick and efficient, easy for you to use. So there is a search bar up here. So let's say we're in Nashville, so we'll just use Alan Jackson as an example. If I wanted to search for him, I would just simply type that in, and then boom, I've got him right there. Likewise, if you feel more comfortable with scrolling through, you're more than welcome to do that as well. And this is one of the features where you can really expedite the process. So this is going to be, you can either use a copy from a time card or you can copy from a scheduled event. So if I go through and I just click on copy from scheduled event, let's say there's a crew that I've already built, I know who's on that crew, and I just want to bring the same crew back over. You just click that button. Let's say it's from the date of August 13th, and then I'm just going to hit copy. And you'll see within less than a second, it immediately pulls up all of my foremen for that project, and I've already got them there. So I'm done. The next portion, equipment, is going to be almost exactly the same. It's got the search bar up here. You can scroll through your equipment as well. Also, I could do the copy from scheduled event. So I'm just going to do that again. So I will go to August 13th, click that, and then boom, copied right over. Now I've built my equipment. And let's see. And then the final part is our cost codes. So I'm going to go through. It's going to be the exact same system. I will go ahead and I'm just going to copy from a scheduled event. Now I realize this may be a little bit slower on your end, so I might slow down on that a little bit. But I'm going to do the exact same thing. I'm going to say, you know what, we're still working on the same stuff we did from August 13th. So I'll click on that, and then I'll go ahead and hit copy. Now I want to pause on cost codes here for just a second and point out something on this. It's very helpful, not just to build it, but also, like we said, you want to set those daily goals and let your foreman know what's expected of them. So you have your cost code listed here, not just the name of it, but you also have the plain quantity for the whole project. You have your reported quantity, what we've used so far, and then you have the remaining quantity and the daily goal. Now, we've used this example a few times, but I do like to use this one specifically for a reason. So you'll notice the plain quantities here, the reported quantity, we're about 500 linear feet past. The reason I show this is because this bar is going to turn red. We like to stick by stoplight mentality in FMP. So if you've exceeded what the plain quantity is, that bar is going to be red right there. So as you can see, we've exceeded it by 34%, or we're at 134%. So that's why that's highlighted red there. Otherwise, if you're on your way, it's just going to be white there, letting you know that, hey, you're on track. So this is where that daily goal is. You can set this up in FMP Office. That way, when you go ahead and schedule this and it's sent out to your foreman, they're going to know exactly what they're supposed to do for the day. So I'll go ahead and just hit save, because now I've built my employees, my equipment, and my cost codes. And now I'm done. So you can see, even with me going through and explaining that, I mean, that only took about 4 or 5 minutes at max. So this will be something you'll fly through and get done very quickly. So now the next portion of this is sending out the notifications. So to do that, there's a couple ways you can do it. First of all, just a single click on that immediately brings up a screen. You can delete, you can edit it. Also, you can notify, and you can just send it out directly from there. The other way you can do this, and actually, I just realized I meant to schedule another foreman to show you all something on this as well before I forget. Let me go ahead and just schedule Kelsey up here for Thursday as well, and I'll come back to that and show you all why I did that later. The second way, and like I said, I think there might be a little lag here on the webinar, so kind of hold up here a little bit. But the other way that you can send a notification is through this send notifications button at the top. And a lot of people kind of feel comfortable with this. It just opens up a little bit bigger of a window. So I will go ahead, click on that. And so now what we're going to see, and I kind of scheduled some people earlier today running through this, but this is going to bring up your projects and who you're going to be able to notify for it. So on this screen specifically, we have a few ways that you can notify your foreman of the project. So first, you can do a push notification, which is going to be like an extreme weather alert that'll pop up on the front of your phone. We have an email. This will not only send an email, but it'll also sync with their calendar on the phone. And then you can also do the option for both. So we just recommend that. That's kind of what we like doing, what we've seen a lot of clients do. That way you just have it on your email, plus you get a push notification notifying as many ways as possible. Now this send employee email toggle over here, this came once again from requests we had from some of our clients that are currently using it. This is going to notify not just your foreman, but also your crew members as well that are on that job. If you don't want them to see it, just simply click and uncheck that. But in this case, we're just going to click it back on. So that way, not only foreman, but also crew are able to see this as well. So I'll go through, and I'm just going to check this box up here at the top. So let's say we're done, or we're going to go ahead and send out this notification after we built our jobs. And then I'm just going to hit send. So going back to why I said I meant to schedule the other employee, Kelsey, up there, is I wanted to be able to show you this feature. So not only do we have this awesome way that you can have a centralized place to schedule, you can also send notifications, but you also have a foolproof system that's going to show you if somebody doesn't get notified. So as you notice, these little envelopes right here turn red. All you have to do is just hover your mouse over it. I'll kind of give it a second to look there, but it's going to show me and it's going to say no email assigned to foreman. So this is going to notify you of any reason that your foreman did not receive that email. That way we know there's no miscommunication, no, hey, I didn't receive the email or the text in your previous way of doing it. But you're going to notify right here, okay, it's because I didn't have an email assigned for him. Now all you have to do is just simply go into Kelsey's profile over here on the side, type in her email address, and then she'll get notified of the email. And now that we're done with that, I'll just go ahead and hit close. So kind of to lay out what we're going to do next is I'm going to show this on the mobile side of it. So if you all can see on the screen here, I'm just going to go ahead and mirror my phone screen up here. And that way we can take a look and see exactly what your foreman's going to be seeing on their phone. So I will go ahead and pull it up here. So and give it a few seconds to load up there as well. So you can see my phone. This is my background. That's my daughter there. But this is going to be the email that's still received. This is going to be that push notification we were referring to. And so now I'll just go ahead and open it up. The first thing I'm going to do, so it didn't seem like I'm hopping around, is I'm going to go to my email. And just to show kind of what these emails look like. I had Paul that scheduled it. Let's say he's the scheduler. Now I've got this email. So it's going to show me, first of all, my name, I'm the foreman, the project I'm assigned to, the event I've been scheduled to, who scheduled it, my employees, my equipment, and also my cost code. So now, once I've gotten the email for that, I'm just going to simply click over to, let's see, my calendar here. Oh, I'm sorry. I meant to go over to the FMP mobile app. And now this is where we're going to be able to type in the information. So let me go ahead and refresh this here. So what I'm going to do, now that I'm on my FMP mobile app, so your foreman will pull this up every single day. And then once that event's been scheduled, I'm just simply going to go to the crew schedule, and they'll click on that. And then right there, that's going to be everything that was just scheduled out for them. So now and this is kind of moving into the expedited process for your foreman out in the field, letting them focus on their work more, not have to worry about this, just make it quick and easy for them. So on this, I have my 3 employees, I have my 2 pieces of equipment, and I have that 1 cost code that was scheduled for me earlier. So your foreman is just simply going to hit this add to time card button, which I'll go ahead and do up here. And I'll leave it up here for a second, but this is, I typed one in earlier today, so we'll say delete existing time card, but I'll just go ahead and hit yes. And now it kicks me right over to my my time card, or my daily input for the day. And you can see this has already turned yellow. So now I'll just click on my time card, and then boom, immediately, all the people that were scheduled for me are already pulled up. And then likewise, all my equipment that was scheduled for me is pulled up as well. So now I don't even have to go through here. I don't have to click on the add and remove equipment in the bottom corner. It's already done for me. So not only is this making this easier for you as a scheduler, making sure you didn't miss anybody, but you sent out all this information to your foreman. So now all I have to do is just simply click in there, assign those hours to the equipment, and also to the employees. Now, if I back out of this, I'm just going to go to my units placed here, about halfway down. And then, boom, right there, I have the cost code that was assigned for me as well. And just like you saw the scheduler go ahead and add that, it once again, on my mobile side of the foreman, I'm able to see the planned quantity. I can type in my today quantity, and I see the daily goal, which is what the scheduler said, and I know what's required of me. So now I know where I am. So as I type this in, I'll get this real-time tracking right here in red. Once again, we've used this example a few times. I like to show it, though, because it shows we've exceeded it. We're at 146%, and that's why it's red here. So just going through the system, you can see how quick and easy this is. It's great for the scheduler. We've seen a lot of people say this has improved their process drastically. They know where to go. There's a centralized source to say, hey, go to FMP Crew, so you can schedule it out. Somebody's sick or somebody's got to take over, or maybe there's a change in personnel. And then on top of that, you can send it directly to your foreman and crew members, so they immediately know what's expected of them, where they're supposed to be, what times, what projects. And then on the mobile app, it's just made so much easier to where they can just click a button, everything's pulled in for them, and now all they have to do is just type in the hours. So now I'm going to go ahead and just minimize my mobile app and go back to the FMP Crew screen that the scheduler sees. And just to show kind of a few details now that we've kind of gone through the meat of the program. So on this, we talked earlier about being able to kind of change things how you want, and also be able to tailor to, you know, what you want, for instance, like pre-built crews. On this, on any of the foremen, you just hit this little folded page corner here, and I'll go ahead and click that and give it a few seconds so your screen on the webinar can see it. But you can color code these however you would like by clicking that there. You can also type in any information. Earlier when I showed you how it turned red on the little envelope, and that was letting us know we didn't have an email plugged in for Kelsey, this is where you would type in that email address. So as soon as you do, you could save that and it would immediately send out to her. But this is where you would type in that information, and then you would hit save. Kind of the exact same thing for the projects. You would click that little folded page right there. You can color code your projects as well, whatever you would like. Also, you can put in any kind of phone number, maybe for the project owner, put in the location, any kind of special notes, and then once again, be able to put in your start and stop time for that project, and this will automatically sync over to FMP Office. So that way, super easy and it's fully integrated. I'll hit cancel there. And then a few other features is, once again, we had people asking for a solution where they didn't have to recreate the wheel. This is going to help with that as well. So as you notice, the little folded page up here at the top corner, in fact, I'll do this, let's say, for myself. I'm just going to click on that, and this is the copy over feature as well. So I'm able to go ahead and, let's say I have somebody working on the same project, same days, same cost codes, crews, everything for maybe the next few weeks. So just to go and show how that is, first of all, you can do by the day, or you can copy over by the week. You can select the date that you want to copy over to. So maybe I just want to go till next week, the 15th. It's going to show what that's going to copy over to. Or I'm sorry, it'll be the 22nd here. I'll go ahead and copy that. And it's saying, are you sure you want to copy? I'll click yes, copy. So now when I go over to that week, I'll scroll down, and exactly what I just did, 100% pulls over to the next week. So I don't have to recreate that wheel, and make this super easy for you to do. Some of the final features are, we went over the send notifications earlier, but you have this menu over here. So you can tailor this to how you would like to view it. You can do first day is Sunday, change that, whatever you would like. We also had a lot of requests for a multi-week view. Some people said I didn't want to click through a week. So we created this 1, 2, 3, or a 4-week view. So you can change this here just by simply clicking that. I'll give you a few seconds to see it there. And then I selected the 4-week here, so I'll click OK. And I'll show you, well, I'll just click out of it real quick. But this is where you could go back and forth between the 1-week view, or you could go to the 4-week view. And while that loads up for you on the webinar, you can go ahead and scroll and see a continuous month here for that whole time that you've gone out and scheduled. So it's really easy. It's right there in one place. And then the final part is you can do, for instance, like a schedule check for employees and equipment, notification settings. This is once again where you could select to send to employees or crew members, not just foremen. But this is where you would really have a lot of the power to be able to kind of view things how you want, send notifications to certain people, and do things like that. And then the final part, just to touch on it, is you can export this to Excel. So if somebody says, hey, can you email it to me? Maybe they don't have a mobile or an office, a scheduling app or program, but you can export that to Excel and send it over to them as well. So just kind of closing it out, like I said, the main thing was after we had clients come to us or potential clients come to us looking for a solution, this is really solving that issue of a few things. Fully making a centralized source where you can go to and schedule your crews, equipment, and cost codes. Send out the quick notifications to everyone, have a foolproof system to know it's been sent to everyone that you want to. And then also just make things a lot easier on your foreman out in the field, being able to just expedite that process, pull in exactly what's been scheduled for them to where they just have to enter in the time and equipment hours and things like that. So that really summarizes everything. And just to kind of wrap things up, I'm going to go back to our GoToWebinar here and kind of look up any questions that you guys have or anything maybe you want to dig into a little bit more. So I'll go ahead and scroll through here, and it looks like we got a few. So first one listed here says, okay, so a friend of mine is using your FMP program and turned me on to you all. Let's see, how difficult is the crew program to implement? And then also, can it handle a large group of crews to schedule? Those are really good questions. So let's see. So first of all, for the first part, how difficult is the crew program to implement? I think the best way to sum it up is one of the first people to get on it. We did a demo very similar to this, and it continued straight into they wanted to purchase it, they got it, and we just had one of our support members simply hop on and implemented them right then and there. I want to say it took about 30 minutes to go ahead, upload all their information from FMP Office, and get all their crews, crew members, their labor, and also, crew equipment, and also cost codes pulled in. And then at that point, it was just kind of answering just a few questions that they had, and just kind of doing some practice runs with them. So it was a pretty quick experience, and it was awesome to see firsthand, just to see how quick and easy it was. So I don't think this is any rocket science or anything, but it's a very quick process. And then also the second question, so can it handle a large group of crews to schedule? It can absolutely handle that. You can, as you can see, you can continue to scroll down here. You can have, more foremen than you need over here on the side. You can assign, foremen to multiple projects simply by clicking out. Maybe you have guys hop over to another job. You can simply click, drag, and drop them over to the same date, but a different project. So yeah, we've seen guys pile up maybe 3 jobs in one day, but you could continue to add those here, and the system's built to take that, because we know that that you're not going to have a super simple perfect scenario. That you're just going to have one guy on one job. So absolutely, we can handle that. All right, so let's see. I think the next question here is, does this integrate with your calendar? Yes, it absolutely integrates with your calendar. I meant to pull that up earlier, and I think I've got this on my mobile app. Let me check here. And this is one of the benefits of the program, is it's going to be able to sync with your calendar. So let me see here. Just to be honest, I've been having some issues with my calendar working on here, but it does integrate with this, and that's where if you pull up your Google Calendar, let me see. Oh, and yeah, let me cast this up here. Well, yeah, so on this, like I said, I hate it because my calendar is not working exactly on here, but it does integrate with that. It does show you on your calendar, and it does actually give you the option as the foreman to be able to accept or decline that. I highly doubt that your foreman would go there and decline an event, but it does populate on there. So that's kind of one of those foolproof systems we wanted to create. Like I said, to be able to have a push notification, they can see it, an email, but also thirdly is if they somehow miss both of those, they can always refer back to their calendar and pull those up. So yes, it can integrate with your calendar, and it does. All right, and looks like the next question is, what does schedule check mean? Let's see. So if I go back, let me pull this up here. And I know there have been some features that we have continued to add in here. Let's see. So schedule check for your employees and equipment. To be honest with you, I would have to double check because I think that is a very new feature that's been added. I could check with our support though, and could definitely get back to you on that. I guess if you could just let me know who asked that, I'd love to get an answer for you and get back with you. But that's one of the awesome things about the program is there's constantly updates, upgrades. As you know, some of our new clients who are using it have ideas. We'll add those, and that is so new that I'm not sure exactly what that means, but we could definitely find an answer for you and get back to you on that, because I would like to find out as well. All right, and let's see. Let me pull this out here. All right, we'll take a look. And also, okay, so the next question is, does everyone have a designated color, or is it grouped by the crews? This is totally up to you. Over here on the side, we just went ahead and, I don't know how we picked green for grading, or, I guess gray for asphalt, maybe because it's kind of that color after a while. But this is totally customizable. We just went ahead and set up crews in the way that we wanted to, but we have everybody set it up however you would like, so it can be color-coded, grouped however you would like. You can actually name these, which is what we did. So there's not like pre-built titles or anything like that, but you would just go ahead and title it however you'd want, color-code it however you want, and then add your foreman to that as well. So you can really do it however you would like to answer that question. And let's see, okay, the next question is, can job information entered in Office flow over to Crew? Absolutely. This is one of the questions we had posed to us pretty early on after we got it. Some people were trying it when it was new. That's what I meant, and hopefully I illustrated that good enough or explained it well enough. But that's part of that integration that we were talking about, where anything you add into Office is then brought over to Crew. So, for instance, if I wanted to assign a certain employee, or maybe let's say an unassigned employee in Office, if I wanted to schedule them here, there's actually a little pop-up that comes up and says, hey, you just assigned them to here. Do you want to officially set them in that spot or for that project? And you can click yes. That will then update, even though you clicked it in Crew, it'll then update in Office. And likewise, any information like the goals that you would set up in FMP Office are going to be those goals that come over in Crew when we schedule it, like that cost code, for instance. It's going to pop up there. So these are meant to work hand in hand with FMP Office and FMP Mobile. So any information you put in Office will be synced with FMP Crew. And also anything you put into Crew or anything you change into Crew is going to update in Office. So that way you don't have to worry about back and forth and, seeing, oh my gosh, did I update that in Office as well or whatever. It's always going to be syncing up with it. So that's a really good question. All right. And then let's see. Next question is, where do I enter all the projects and foremen? It's a good question. So this would be on FMP Office. And Office is still going to be the brain and kind of the databases and everything for, your information like this. So, for entering your information as far as your projects, that will be entered in on the Office side. So, hopefully you get a really nice project that you won, and you'll go ahead, you'll input that into FMP Office. That's where, you'll assign your crews. Where you'll assign your foreman to that project. All that information is then saved there, and it's immediately brought over to Crew. So when you start scheduling people out, first of all, at the bottom, as you add projects, those projects will appear here. And then your foreman, are going to appear here as well. And you don't even have to have them assigned to a project. You can just click, drag, and drop them to a project. And that's where that window will pop up saying, do you want to officially assign this foreman to that project, which you would hit yes, and it'll sync up automatically. So, so where you enter in all your projects and all your foremen, that's in that database in FMP Office. And that's where you would do that. And then, like I said, it syncs up with both. So, so you're ready to rock and roll on that. All right. And, okay, and it actually looks like I think I have a support member on here, came to the rescue and answered the question about the schedule check. So it says the schedule check is for overlapping scheduled employees and equipment. It adds color coding to show when things have already scheduled. So, so yeah, I guess anytime you're overlapping scheduled employees and equipment, that's what that means. And also adding, you can add color coding to show when things have already been scheduled as well. So that way you don't overlap or anything like that. So that would be that check part. So thank you, support member, whoever that was. All right. And let's see, let me schedule down here, or I'm sorry, scroll down here. And let's see. Okay, so the next question is, does everyone have to have a license even if they just want to see the schedule? I would double check on this, but I believe we have just a schedule view. So that is basically going to give the ability to, and we kind of created this for like a, you know, an owner of a company, if they don't want to schedule, but they just want to see it, they'll have that ability that they can go through, they can view the schedule, see everything. They just don't have the ability to edit. So does everyone have to have a license? Let's see, even if they just want to see the schedule, they would have to have a scheduling view, but also if they want to see the schedule, they don't have to have a license. Like, for instance, a foreman, as long as you have a mobile app, they'll get that notification of where they've been scheduled. And plus, if that doesn't answer it exactly, you also have to export to Excel, so you can go ahead and do that, send that schedule out to them. So no, everyone does not have to have a license to be able to view the schedule. That's a really good question. All right. And it also looks like I want to give a shout out to Robert, who was a support member who answered the question. So got to give credit where it's due. So thank you, Robert. All right. And I think that's all for our questions. So just to wrap everything up, I know the webinar kind of limited us to what kind of verbal communication we could have, but those are some really good questions, and I'm definitely glad they were asked so we could go through the program, dig in a little bit deeper. What I would just kind of like to do in closing is just recommend, if you guys have any other questions or anything on here, please call us, let us know, and we would love to either set up a live demo. That way we could communicate back and forth and, you know, maybe answer any kind of question where we need a little bit of back and forth communication. Make sure that you're familiar with the program and like what you see, but also, you know, call us, let us know if we can show you anything else, or if you guys would like to get started. Maybe this answers a question nobody asked, but we do have multiple people already using this. I've actually heard really, really good reviews about it, and it's really awesome to hear how people come back, you know, call in, we check on them, see how things are going, and they're always extremely happy with it, and very, very happy with how it's made life a lot easier. So, so let us know if we can help you with it as well, and then we will always be here. Let us know if you have any suggestions for it. Maybe there's something you would like to see in the program as well, and we'll always discuss that as well. So I'll go ahead and close out the webinar. Thank you for your time today, and we very much appreciate it and look forward to speaking with you all later.